Hey guys, Shaquille Majui here for MMA Mania with the man Ian Heinisch. Now, before we get into the fights, I have to ask, I was scrolling through your Instagram as I do, 'cause what else am I going to do with my life?
Right.
You proposed to your girlfriend while scuba diving.
Yeah.
That is ballsy.
Yeah.
How did you make sure that that ring didn't float away underwater?
Yeah, so I got some buddies down in Mexico, and I speak Spanish fluent. So, we set this up where the photographer hid the treasure chest in, the coral, and then we found it. And obviously, I didn't use the real ring. I used a fake one. So, yeah, we weren't worried about that.
That is well put together. I don't know how anyone could say no to that kind of proposal.
Yeah, she didn't really have a choice, underwater. Actually, she had a sign that said yes or no, but yeah, no, it was crazy too. Right after the proposal, we had to go up, and usually you can stay underwater with a tank for about 35, 40 minutes. We were under there for 21 minutes. I sucked all my air because I was just nervous. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More nerve-wracking than your fight on Saturday?
Just kind of a different nervous of I wanted everything to go perfect, and yeah, it's just different. I'm more excited. It could be similar.
Now, let's talk a little bit about MMA before everyone kills me. What is going on at middleweight right now? Because there's just this influx of new top-level talent. Yourself, Israel Adesanya, Jack Hermanson, Jared Cannonier. What do you attribute this sudden influx of new talent to?
Yeah, the middleweight division is going under changes. Us up-and-comers, we're stirring the division up. I feel like some of the guys are getting past their prime now, and the young guys are coming in, and that's how I feel it is with Brunson. He's basically a similar fighter to me. I'm a little tighter on the technique, but I'm the younger, hungrier, better mentality, the newer version of him coming up, and he had his shot, and he didn't succeed on the opportunity, and now I'm here to take mine.
You talked to a few different outlets, MMA Junkie, BJ Penn, about how you look to get Brunson emotional and wild in there, which we've seen before. A lot of his opponents do touch on that. Seems like he's been tightening that part of his game up. I am curious, how big of a threat is a Derek Brunson who can stay composed in there with you the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, if he's composed, he's more dangerous. When he gets wild, his risk of getting knocked out is a lot higher. So either way, man, whatever he wants to do, I'm going to put pressure on him that he's not going to like, and I just plan on going and making my best performance, and I just know that's enough.
It's kind of a crazy path up the division for you. Only a few fights in, you're here, huge spot against Derek Brunson. I think this is one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. What has the conversation been like behind the scenes between you, the UFC, your management? What are their sort of expectations or hopes for you?
Yeah, my manager, Jason House, has just set the stage for me. And, with my coach, Mark Montoya, Professor Busy, my strength and conditioning at Landau's, we just have this structure, this plan. A lot of guys go in there and just fight and hope for the best, but we have a plan, a direct plan to that belt. And, the UFC's taken such good care of me, and I just love this business. And so, yeah, I called Derek Brunson out. I got that fight, and it's just God's plan at this point.
Last one for you here. You've talked very openly in the past about your sort of path here to MMA, your prison time, your run-ins with the law. What I want to ask you, though, is not so much about your past, but what needs to change? What sort of prison reform do we need in the United States? Because the prison system here is not like the system in Spain.
Yeah, here in the States, it's not a reform prison. It's a money-making machine. Over in Europe, I was taught how to speak Spanish fluent. I was able to be a part of the wrestling program, a boxing program, start my own MMA program. They just have so many things for you to do. When you have all the time in the world on your hands and nothing to do, you're going to get in trouble. And that's how the prison system is here. There's no weights, there's no sports anymore. It's just a money machine. They make $60,000 per prisoner per head a year. And if you watch the Khalif Broder that Jay-Z made on Netflix, it's sad, man. He went to Rikers Island for 3 years. He was innocent. He was 16 years old. He came out. He couldn't handle it. A year later, he committed suicide. So, I mean, what is that? Why are we raising people? We're sacrificing lives for money.
I wish I had something more pleasant to follow up with, but I appreciate and I love your passion for that because
absolutely.
It is a big issue in the States. Last one for you here. as I was talking to people about the trip over here to Anaheim, UFC MMA is becoming a major sport, but there's still a lot of people who don't know much about it. When they think about the cage fighting, the MMA, they still think it's very barbaric. But as someone who's sort of experienced how MMA can change your life, what would you say to like parents who are considering putting their kids into mixed martial arts or more martial arts?
Yeah, absolutely. People think that mixed martial artists are more violent because we fight in the cage, but we're actually the most chill people you can meet. We let all of our aggression out every day in the gym. So when you see us on the street, we're the most calm people you've ever met. The people who carry that around and don't have an outlet for that, they're going to be aggressive. If you put your kids into it young, it's a lot about discipline. And discipline is what your kids need, especially the new generation at this age. So I would recommend getting them in there, give them that outlet to get out their aggression, and give them some discipline on top of that.
I can attest to it, Ian. Absolutely no aggression coming from you, man. I want to thank you for the time.
Yeah,
Best of luck.
Thank you.